Hi, Julie Jones from SSB Performance, Smarter, Stronger, Better Mindset Training. Here with this week's Mindset Made Simple Tip of the Week, brought to you by Game Day Sportswear. It's the holiday season. And this week we're talking about training your mental game when you're not training at all. You probably heard me say something like this before, somewhere in the past. We don't magically develop emotional control under pressure. Just like our military doesn't learn new maneuvers in battle. They learn new stuff on our soil, mostly. And we practice, or we should practice, our mental tools, not when we're facing our biggest foe, but when the everyday, messy, boring moments that we face. We don't wait until the seventh inning with a runner on third and 2 outs to learn how to breathe. We don't wait until our biggest sales meeting to figure out how to get present. And we certainly don't wait to learn to reset when the game's on the line. If we're smart, we use the small moments at home when nobody's watching to manage and learn and implement these tools. And here's the deal. We're about to get to the perfect training ground. Breaks coming, even if it's only for a few days. Our schedules change. Sometimes they almost disappear. Our accountability loosens. Our brain, which really likes structure and systems, starts to wobble around like a toddler bouncing between furniture. But here's the opportunity that nobody talks about at this time of the year. The holidays are the best time to practice our mental performance skills. Not in the cage, not on a stage, not on a field, not in the boardroom, sounds like Dr. Seuss, but in real life moments that times, the 100 times a day that our emotional control gets tested. So whether we're under a deadline or our routine disappears, or surrounded by a bunch of people that we love but still drive us crazy, when everything around us is speeding up, when our motivation dips, when we're just like, you know what the holidays are like. Or it's cold outside and we really need to go out to run, but we don't want to. This is our lab. Real life is a great dress rehearsal for our mental game. So let's use the holidays to help us get mentally stronger. Because if we can regulate our emotions when we're exhausted, but still have to lead, parent, coach, teach, or show up composed, that's a win. And if we can, regulate our emotions when we feel pulled in 7 different directions, when we can't find the perfect gift or it's sold out, or when someone's tone hits us like right in the nerve, that nerve, and our body tightens up before our brain can catch up, or even when our best laid plans get blown out of the water, or we don't have vanilla when we're trying to make chocolate chip cookies. All of these things test our emotional control. And we can build these exact skills that we need in tight situations when we're performing now. That's the cool part. Our nervous system doesn't care where the stress comes from. It just cares what we're going to do to respond to it. And if you can reset when you're at the dinner table or in the kitchen, then you certainly can reset better on the court or on the field, or when you need to when you're up giving a big presentation. So let's use our reset tools this holiday season. When? When can we use them? All the time. When our family's energy is too much, when we're overstimulated, when we're tired, when we're irritated, when we're distracted, when we're overwhelmed. All of these times are great training grounds for us to notice that we're not where we need to be to get back to it. And we know that every good reset includes a breath, and this breath isn't some like magic trick. It's something that really changes our physiology. It changes our blood pressure. It changes our heart rate. It changes the brain, how fast our brain waves go. And these are the things that we need to be able to manage when things are on the line. The other thing that happens during the holidays, as we mentioned, is that our schedule changes. And, that's fun for a little while, but we like routine. And if we're not careful, this change in schedule can sort of chip away at our confidence a little bit. We have less structure, we're getting fewer reps, we have more interruptions. And if we don't stick to finding things that we're doing to help us get better, that's sort of wears on us after a while. So what can we do? Well, we can build some evidence every day on purpose because our brain trusts what it sees repeatedly. So instead of hoping we'll walk back into training in the new year all ready to go with tons of confidence and consistency and all that kind of stuff, let's build a pile of evidence that says we're ready. So we can ask ourselves 3 questions. Number 1, what's one training win for the day? It can be small, it can be imperfect. It might even be just mental rehearsal if there was nothing else that you could do. That's a win. The second thing we can ask ourselves is what was one mental win that I had today? Did I reset when I needed to? Did I breathe instead of react? And if that's the case, then that is a good thing. And the third thing that we can ask ourselves is, where was my human win today? As a person, a teammate, a parent, a leader, how did I win today? Maybe I was patient. Maybe I showed kindness when it was really difficult. Maybe I did something I didn't want to do, or I held someone accountable, and I stuck to my guns on getting stuff done, even though it wasn't comfortable. These reps matter just as much as the physical ones. And it can help us be more confident so that when our brain goes back and say, hey, what have you been doing over break? And it looks in that file cabinet that Dr. Ziegler was talking about in our podcast, which we haven't posted yet, hopefully this week. There's a reminder that we can trust ourselves because we have been doing the work. And then finally, here is the super glue for consistency. Find a friend. Harvard research shows us or tells us that we are 500% more likely to follow through on something we said we're going to do or a goal if another human knows that that's what we want to do. 500%. So check in once a week. Ask 3 questions here again. What are you proud of this week? What are you avoiding? Great question. And what's your plan? So it helps us stay committed, helps us stay connected, helps us stay grounded, no matter how far apart we are from the people that are usually next to us every day, helping us stay on track. So it doesn't matter where we train these tools. If we train them every day, because anyone can breathe, anyone can stay disciplined in perfect structure, anyone can focus when everything is exactly the way that it's supposed to be. It's not going to be this way this holiday. You're going to get ticked off to somebody. If you can reset when you're overwhelmed, if you can stay committed when things are dull, if you can stay kind when you're irritated, if you can be disciplined when you're not motivated, we can walk back into whatever we need to do to perform with a little bit of evidence that says, hey, I, Julie Jones, or insert your name, I can manage my emotion. I can breathe and change my situation. The more we use them everywhere, the more it becomes our MO under pressure. We're not going to learn how to breathe or reset or find wins when we are in uncertainty. But we can do all those things in little tiny snippets of life. Because emotional control isn't built on the field or in a presentation, it's revealed there. And when the pressure hits, when it's time to compete, we will know exactly how to come back to ourselves, hone in, notice when we get distracted, be able to deal with simple irritants, whatever those things are, because we've been practicing it on a daily basis. I look at everything through a mental performance view. And there are so many instances in the day that come up when we're not even looking for them. They give us an opportunity to say, hey, I need to breathe right now. Or I need to look for something good. Or I need to go back to what's important now. Or I need to have someone help me stay committed. I own my own business. When something gets screwed up, it's me. When something needs done, it's me for the most part. So we all need someone to say, hey, are you staying on track? What are you avoiding that's costing you time, money, performance? And what's your plan? Because if I tell someone my plan, 500% more likely to get the plan done. Even if we're 50% more likely, we're better off than we were. So this holiday season, I hope it's a great one. My son said the other day, he's like, Mom, I think this is going to be a great Christmas. And he loves Christmas music, and it's just so fun right now. And I hope it is for you too. But I hope that you find all kinds of opportunities to grow this holiday season, because there's going to be time after time after time and opportunity after opportunity to work on your mental game in the everyday dealings of life. And if we can do it there, we can do it under the lights. So, happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.